Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Alston, and today we're on episode 119 of Pyramid City. And today, this episode, what I'm gonna do is it me or is it the computer? I already finished up the first character in my mural. I have several more Cartoon Network characters. Several more to go. And I'm also adding Hanna-Barbera characters. Other Hanna-Barbera characters, too. Like, from the pre-Cartoon Network era. I'm even adding characters from the pre-Cartoon Network era. Bugs Bunny, definitely one of them. And I'm definitely adding Hanna-Barbera characters too. I'm not just adding Cartoon Network characters from the 90s and Hanna-Barbera characters. I'm adding modern characters too. I might add Adult Swim characters as well. I'm definitely adding it, characters from Adult Swim. I'm definitely adding Adult Swim characters too. Yes, including Death Clock. Can't you imagine Nathan Explosion sitting next to the very first Cartoon Network character? That'd kind of be like Leonard from The Secret Life of Pets meeting his favorite heavy metal singer. Because, you know, Leonard from The Secret Life of Pets listens to a lot of heavy metal. Which is why I call him the heavy metal poodle.
Rock. Death cock, Remember face, murder face. Pickles little, you go to little, there's an explosion.
With my own TV show. Like, my character would be the lead singer of a hard rock band. It'd be like hard rock heavy metal. Yes, one of the songs featured would be Raining Blood. As the song implies, due to the nature of the song, I'm gonna try making it sound more death metal than thrash metal.
Someone brought to die.
Is it me or is it the computer?
Walking through a box of feels moving on. Brought to die.
Another song featured would be Strike of the Beast.
Brought to die. Someone brought to die.
Time to run or fight
For a strike. Oh, the beast!
Another song would be Repentless.
Live fast. On high. Relentless. Leroy.
What the fuck is causing the lagging? What the fuck? Watch. Let's see what the fuck is going on. if there was a hardware problem that was causing that, I'd probably have to buy a new, like, I'd have to diagnose it before I straight up buy new parts to see what's really wrong. If it was hardware problems, I'd research before buying new parts. The good news is computers today last longer than they used to. Because companies, like, especially the PC companies, are not as strict on planned obsolescence. They're not as strict when it goes to planned obsolescence. Unlike Apple. If Hitler was our president, he'd force planned obsolescence on everything. Yes, including workers. If there was a fascist dictator. What they do with those who are of no use, they would kill them. The reason why it's so hard to motivate really extreme, morbidly obese people to work out is because a lot of it has to do with pain. A lot of pain. Chronic pain. Especially when they hit 600 pounds. That is... 600 pounds on anyone? That just looks painful. Our bodies can only carry so much weight at once before our bodies simply give up. Which is why babies tend to be pretty small. It doesn't just apply to humans. A lot of animals, same thing. They can only carry so much weight before their organs simply give up on them. Because their organs cannot keep up with that. It's not just humans that take the cake here. It's not just humans that face the problems of carrying a shit ton of weight. A lot of animals face the same things too when they end up carrying a shit ton of weight on them. Which probably explains why babies can only grow so big inside the womb. Because if they get any bigger, the mother's heart would have trouble keeping up with the weight and the size. Simply, the mother would give out. The size of offspring at birth is kind of regulated by nature. They can only get so big. Seeing a child grow very tall very quickly, like 5 foot tall at like 3 years old, growing that tall that quickly, your body's gonna have a hard time handling that. Chickens have to face that problem almost on factory farms, have to face that problem every day, sadly. Chickens have to face that problem. It's just cruel. If you grow that quickly, for a human, you wouldn't be able to walk. If humans grew that quickly, they'd probably lose their ability to walk. They'd probably never be able to walk if they grew too quickly. In that case, cases like that are reality for those with Marfan syndrome. Cases like that are kind of reality for those with Marfan syndrome. They grow too tall too quickly to where they cannot even walk as a result. Like, they'd have to be in a wheelchair. They'd be in a wheelchair. They'd have to be in a wheelchair. As a result of growing too tall too quickly. This is why children, by nature, can, like, the rate in which you can grow tall is kind of limited. There's a reason for that. There's a good reason why how fast you grow is kind of regulated. The rate in which you get taller is kind of regulated. This is so you can still hold on to the ability to walk. Another problem with growing too tall too quickly is your organs will have trouble keeping up with that bulk. Trying to keep up, your organs are going to have trouble keeping up. Which kind of explains what caused Rich Piana's untimely death. He was so heavy that his organs simply couldn't keep up with his muscle mass. With his huge body. Even though he was made purely out of muscle, his organs could not keep up with that. He ended up dying as a result of it. His organs could not keep up with it. Because he was simply... excuse me. He was simply too heavy. Like, he was not over fat, but he was extremely overweight. But even though he was, like, overweight and under fat. He was both overweight and under fat. Simply, his body couldn't take it anymore, and he ended up dying as a result of it. Steroids were actually the catalyst. Which is why your genes kind of control how much muscle mass you can, how big you can get with muscle mass. Because the heavier you are, the harder your organs would have to work to keep you alive. Because all biological processes not only has to comply with Newton's laws, but it also has to comply with Einstein's theory of relativity, too. Anything that has mass has energy, based on Einstein's relativity. The more mass it has, the more energy it needs to... The more energy you must... that is required for you to push or maintain that mass. The more massive an object is, based on Einstein's theory of relativity, the more energy it requires to keep it in maintenance. This is based off of Einstein's theory of relativity. Which kind of explains why heavier people tend to burn more calories overall. Because if they burn the same number of calories as a skinny person, you can only conserve so much energy based on mass. Or else it could violate Einstein's theory of relativity. The law of relativity. Based on Einstein's theory of relativity. Of E equals mc squared. E stands for energy. M stands for mass, which refers to the amount of matter in the object. C stands for the speed of light. Square the speed of light, multiply that by mass, you have energy. Mass can be converted back to energy. And if mass can be converted into energy, if energy can be converted into mass and vice versa, no one knows what mass can be converted into, because we know energy can be converted into mass pretty easily through the equation of E equals mc squared. If that's possible, then what can mass be converted into? No one really knows. It's one of the unsolved problems in physics. In astronomy. It's one of the unsolved problems in astronomy. That kind of answers the question of like, it creates a new question called, are we in a state of a true vacuum, or a stable vacuum, or a metastable vacuum? No one really knows. If we are in a metastable vacuum, it'll only, like, any minute, a bubble of true vacuum could expand. And it's going to expand at the speed of light. You'll never see it coming. If there was a bubble of true vacuum, we wouldn't notice it until it's too late. Because we'd be dead before we even notice it. And that is because that bubble of true vacuum is expanding at the speed of light. Anyways, this is Gaming with Alston signing off. Anything that crosses that bubble of true vacuum gets destroyed. Sadly. Which means, if there is no chemistry, life cannot exist without chemistry. Chemistry cannot exist without physics. Physics is basically what creates everything. Biology. Chemistry. Stuff like that. Anyways, this is Gaming with Alston signing off. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe for more. Share this with your friends on social media, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for more content like this. As always, this is Gaming with Alston signing off. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and tschüss!